1-1 at Anfield, second weekend in a row where we couldn't get the win at home. Another draw. This one maybe a bit more disappointing for me personally than a United game. Yeah, we're playing against a better opposition, but it's the second week where I just feel like you just left frustrated to see how many sort of phases of play that we blew up ourselves. Didn't have anything to do with Arsenal. I mean, how many times, one that stands out obviously is the breakaway from, I think, a set piece. It's literally 4 or 5 against 2. You know what I mean? Like, and, you know, they kept showing a replay. Apparently there was a little bobble on the ground that, you know, made the ball kind of bounce up a little bit. And I think Trent sort of met it with maybe his ankle. He didn't really meet it with the sweet spot of his foot. That being said, the ball hits the woodwork. I mean, you got to get that goal. You just got to. You got to get that goal. But there are numerous other chances where we turn them over from pressing. And, you know, the fact that this team still seems to, more often than not, struggle with sort of the final decision before, you know, trying to get the goal is crazy to me. The passing is just all over the place. Sure, we had some moments where things were a little bit more sort of together. You know, it wasn't always all over the place, but I feel like in the key moments when we could have really killed that game, the passing was just abysmal. It really was. And, you know, I know the first goal we conceded is just, I'm not really sure what was it Konate? Konate had the man who scored the goal and sort of just let him keep running. You know, I think Gakpo kind of just did one of these. So, first of all, it's just really disappointing to concede a goal at home like that to Arsenal that soon in the game. You know, I always thought we'd get a goal back at least, if not win. Got that back. I don't know what Zinchenko was doing defensively against Salah in that moment. I mean, any professional should know. I didn't understand that. But hey, look, we got the goal from it, so cool. Other than that, I don't really remember Arsenal having too many crazy or close calls. You know, I don't really remember that. I don't really remember that, but yeah, again, it's just disappointing. Obviously, it's a better result for Arsenal today. They remain top, I believe, by a point. It was a good opportunity missed by us, you know, to leapfrog Arsenal and also just give us that much more space from other teams in the top 4, 5. Got to put City in that conversation still. So, some of the other things I want to talk about is Szoboszlai. I think he needs to be benched. I'm sorry. He needs to be benched. Honestly, I don't know if Curtis Jones, I want to say use the word better, but I don't know if I would have taken Curtis Jones off and left Szoboszlai. But, you know, in hindsight and all that, we never know. It didn't happen. So, but Szoboszlai needs to hold the bench for a minute. I mean, honestly, he's just not as good of a player as he is. I'm not seeing enough lately of him that is really doing much for us to be successful in games, to be honest. And that's just what it is. And look, it's no knock on him. He's human. He's a player. You know, form goes in and out, and he's played a lot of games. So, you know, all this extra time and everything in these games, you know, the fatigue of these players, it's a whole new level, you know. So, what else stood out from the game? I thought Salah was poor. I know he scored a goal. Cool, great. But most of the game, Salah was poor, in my opinion. Thankful for him to help us get the point, but it wasn't good. Trent, same, kind of had a mixed bag of a performance. Some decent passes. Still didn't do enough, I don't think, personally. To really help grab hold of that game. For me, Konate was the man of the match. Beyond that first goal, which was costly, but I feel like he more than made up for himself. Gomez came in and wasn't really great, and then sort of grew in the game, particularly defensively. I remember one time where he kept them from getting a corner, which is always good. So it was just a regular throw-in. Other than that, nobody really stood out for me in the game. And it was one of those games. It was sort of end-to-end, wide open. Neither team really took, the chance to go ahead and get those 3 points. The team that had the most chances to do that was us, and we all know what happened. So, yeah, it's rough. I thought Endo was decent. He was Endo, disrupting play here and there, getting some good fouls and good tackles. But yeah, like I said, overall, I just think nobody really stood out, even with Trent and getting the assist and Salah getting the goal. For me, it was our defender. Our defense in general, I would say. I thought we were pretty good. I mean, there were moments where, if we miss a tackle or one thing goes wrong, they can get it. I'm sorry, I take it back. They did have that one chance, Martinelli. I forget how that worked out, but, Allison came out, and I'm so glad Psycho didn't go down, because that could have been a penalty in there. That could have been game over. I really don't know why he didn't go down, but he didn't, and that's great. Martinelli had an open goal, didn't hit it. So, again, there's at least a couple shots from us that hit the side netting that almost looks like it goes in if you're looking at the game from a certain angle. But yeah, just so many moments where we could have killed that game, in my opinion, and we just didn't. The breakaway is the one that really, when I think about the game in terms of missed opportunities, that was probably the biggest one. And I think, again, Salah almost looks like, it amazes me that Salah is able to do what he does against defenders on the wing, because so many times you see him almost like he has 2 left feet, just like tripping over himself, fucking up the ball, just hitting it. It's just weird. So, I mean, I say all that to say Mo Salah does a lot of dribbling with his head down. If you really look at him, and again, that's why it's amazing to me that he can get the assist and things that he gets, and he's the player that he is, because so often, in my opinion, it's just frustrating to watch him sometimes. Look up, dude. You know what I'm saying? Why are you dribbling with your head down? But anyway, on that breakaway, he had Nunez tight. It was a tight window, but if he was quick enough about it, he had Nunez to the left. And, would it have been more advantageous for us if he did that? Who knows? But he went to Trent. That's not a bad option. Just didn't work out for us. So, look, again, not cool to not get a win for the second week in a row at home. It is what it is. I won't even talk about the ref today. I try to just keep that, because the refereeing in this league and in England has been so bad for so long. It feels silly to keep bringing that up in moments. I don't think it wasn't the worst performance I've seen from a ref, but it was pretty bad, in terms of sort of coming off like you want to let the game play and then calling these little petty fouls to stop the game. It's weird to me. And so, yeah, I mean, look, overall, we need to be better in those key moments, man. It's so frustrating because it's right there. It's too many times watching this team this season alone where it's just like, yo, Spring, just put a basic pass together. You know what I mean? Like, again, like, Arsenal played a role in that to a degree in some moments, sort of in terms of like hurrying dudes and stuff like that. But the opportunities and the chances there to make something happen, it was right there, and we just didn't take it. So, I mean, it is what it is. Another dust off. Get ready for the next match. Just hoping these drop points don't really come back to haunt us. I'm definitely nowhere near sort of that panic mode now. I'm not even going to watch other Liverpool channels because I know dudes are throwing in the towel like they always do every fucking week when we don't get a result that is favorable. But as for me, still ultra positive. I go into every season thinking Liverpool win the league, so I'm a Liverpool supporter. I think it's strange for dudes to be like, oh, Arsenal's going to win this year, or whoever. Back your team. You know what I'm saying? We're not Luton Town, and shout out to Luton Town for getting that result today, but we're Liverpool. Let's go. Before I close off, I know it's a player that isn't on our team, but once was, and I just want to give a big shout out to Dom Solanke. Hat trick today. I think he's tied for second in goals, which is crazy. And that's not only it. A lot of times he's getting more than one goal in a game. So it's just good. It's always good to see dudes who, for one reason or another, didn't cut it at Anfield, but was able to go and flourish and do well other places. So big up Dom Solanke. Really proud of him. Happy for the guy. Hope to see it coming soon. Hope to see it continue, I should say. But yeah, that's me, man. If you guys want to leave your thoughts on what happened. Let me know if you're that concerned, if you'd have made any changes for subs, what players, if any, stood out for you. But yeah, that's me, man. I'm gonna go buy some music, some vinyl, and cheer me up for the rest of the day. Happy holidays to everybody, man. I'm thankful that you guys have made it to another year, hopefully. Hope your families are good and all that good jazz. So much love. Talk to y'all soon.